it's Callie and I'm back with another layout today, and I'm going to scrapbook these photos of my oldest and youngest grandsons who are big buddies. That little guy worships his big brother. Oh my gosh. And they're at a new park. So I'm using some Creative Memories supplies here. That green paper comes from Creative Memories Endless Meadows, and it's the Tone on Tone paper pack. And then I'm using that really beautiful blue like crosshatch in it's a plaid, and that's from the 2022 NSD pack, so the National Scrapbook Day pack, as I go through and fix my ATG. And then I have that blue paper, which is from the Spring Medley designer paper pack. So all of those are from spring, and this actually took place right at the end of spring, so it's really when it was kind of warm by us. So it's kind of nice that I can use that for those themes. So I'm just getting all the pictures down on the blue paper first, and then I'll kind of figure out where I'm going to put the plaid paper in between there. And I'm using, I'm using definitely springy colors for the boys, but I also like it for the time of year, and they're blues and greens. They're looking a little feminine, but not too feminine. And I am not above using flowers on a layout for boys. Totally am not. And I don't really do much measuring, even when I'm doing things like this where I have 2 pages. I just go back and forth, lay the layouts next to each other and figure it out from there. For one thing, I use binders to store my layouts in, so they are never right next to each other, exactly right next to each other. So if they're a little bit off, nobody would ever notice that. So now I'm just kind of playing with where I'm going to put those bottom photos, how they're going to lay. And I decide I like them abutted right up against the blue paper there. I am also thinking, as I'm looking at this though, I'm not loving the transition from where the blue paper, that's the matte, is to just that little bit of plaid sticking out. And I've got it on both sides of the layout, both pages of the layout. So it does look like it goes all the way across, but it feels very abrupt to me as I'm working with this. So I am thinking about what can I do to make that happen. Here I'm just measuring just to make sure that I'm getting things in the right spot. Now, I do have T-square rulers and stuff like that I could do this with, but it's just easier to eye it, honestly. And again, because they're not sitting right by each other. There's my little journaling piece that I'm thinking about using. So I told you I was not loving that transition, so I went to these Everyday Decor 1 theme pack stickers from Creative Memories, and I just found this little rickrack sticker in that really pretty blue. I'm going to put that right across the transition between the blue and plaid papers and the photos, and I think that really helps with the continuity across the layout there. So I told you I was not afraid to use stickers, right? Well, here we go. I'm going to add, again, these are from that Everyday Decor theme pack. And so I'm adding foam tape to some of these to pop them up to make them a little bit more special. This particular one is going to go where I think the title is going to go, so I want that to kind of be special. I'm having a problem with that journaling card. It's just not working for me. I'm not quite sure what the problem is with it. In some ways, I think it was just the rectangular shape was taking up too much shape, too much of that plaid paper again, so I was having problems with that transition. So I've kind of put that love sticker and then the flowers up there on that bottom. It's on the bottom right photos to kind of make a bigger cluster there, because again, I'm thinking I'm going to do something with the title by the big flowers on the left, adding in some elements that are the same. Here's some faux washi from that sticker pack, plus one of the circle flowers again. So bringing the circle flowers, they're in 3 different places here. And then adding in some smaller flowers here as well. And it's spring, so I am loving the way this looks, even though we have the boys there. So I go to my Ellie Studio label stickers, and I find this one, which is using the green from the plaid and the background paper, and I like this much better because you can see the plaid going across here. Now I did go across that sticker, which I put down there, the Rick Rack sticker, but I think it actually still works. Your eye just follows the line. It's interrupted by the embellishments here. But I like how that looks much better than that card, that journaling card that I was trying to use. All right, then I have this blue sticker alpha. It's the Jane Alpha from Ellie Studio. And I'm just going to use that to spell new park, because this was a new park for them. That was the whole point of, well, taking photos of them together is just sweet all the time. And their mom took these photos. A lot of times when you see me scrapbooking my grandkids, I actually haven't taken the photos because I scrapbook their lives, not just when they're with me. And they're not with me anywhere near as much as they're with their parents. So it totally makes sense that they would be taking photos. Now I'm looking for a little bit of something else. So I'm thinking enamel dots here. And I have my Glacier Caves enamel dots from Altenew. There is a light blue one, almost white looking, but a little green as well. There's a little bit of green in it. So I'm going to add 3 of these into the larger cluster, and then 2 of them into the smaller clusters. I just had to look at the layout to confirm that. I didn't want them being overwhelmed, and what I did in the smaller clusters, I just added them to the center of the florals. And all the devices are going off right now with notifications. Of course, that happens when you're trying to do voiceovers. All right. So I'm going to put a little bit of stuff away here. Back in the packaging. And then I'll take a look at it and see if I like the way it looks. All right, you guys, here is the still shot and a couple of detail shots. I hope you guys are all well, and I will be back again with another layout soon. Bye, everybody.